You know that feeling, right? That cringy, sinking feeling after a conversation where you just can't stop replaying every single word? Well, today we're going to dive into a completely different way of thinking about that feeling. It's an idea that might just change how you see yourself and maybe others for good.
So, yeah, why do we overthink conversations so much? We've all been there. You walk away from a chat, and suddenly your brain is just replaying every word, analyzing every pause. It's exhausting. But what if all that overthinking isn't actually a flaw? What if it's a sign of something really powerful happening inside your brain?
I mean, we all know the stereotype from movies, right? The brilliant person who can crack impossible codes but just completely freezes up when it comes to small talk. The socially awkward genius. It's a classic character. But is there any real truth to it? Is there a genuine link between a super analytical mind and feeling clumsy in social situations? Okay, so before we flip this whole idea on its head, let's just get on the same page about what we're talking about. This isn't just about being a little shy. It's about that deep internal feeling of being totally out of sync with what's happening around you. And wow, this quote just nails it. Their mind is moving too fast, but their mouth is moving too slow. See, it's not that you have nothing to say, it's the total opposite. You have way too much to think about. Your brain is just racing, processing a million different things, all while you're trying to figure out how to just say hello. All right, here we go. This is where we completely change perspective. The whole idea behind this explainer is a radical reframe. What if that social awkwardness isn't a mistake, not a bug in your system, but a feature of a really sensitive and analytical brain? And this gets right to the heart of it. The common view, what we usually think, is that awkwardness is because of a lack of social skills. But this new angle suggests it's the complete opposite. You feel awkward because you have high social sensitivity. It's not a lack of awareness, it's an overabundance of it. So, what in the world is high social sensitivity? Well, it means your brain isn't just listening to the words people say. Nope, it's on high alert, deeply analyzing every single subtle cue it can pick up on. Body language, tiny shifts in tone, you name it. It's like having an overactive analytical supercomputer running all the time. So this leads to a really fascinating question. What is actually happening inside this brain when it's so overloaded? Let's take a look behind the scenes of what seems like just a simple, everyday conversation. To really get this, we've got to talk about something called working memory. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's computer RAM, or maybe a temporary notepad. It's what you use to juggle information in real time. And here's the crucial part. It has a limited capacity. You can't just keep piling things on. So while a typical brain might just be tracking the basic flow of a conversation, the highly sensitive brain is analyzing, well, everything, all at once. It's not just hearing words, it's processing the specific word choice, tiny shifts in tone, body language, facial microexpressions. It's even trying to read the subtext. It's basically a massive pattern-spotting mission running constantly in the background. And all of that extra work creates what's called an analytical burden. Your working memory literally gets clogged up with all this data. So when it's your turn to talk, your brain is still busy analyzing everything else. That's why your response feels slow or clunky. Your mouth is moving slowly because your mind is processing the world on an incredibly deep level. I mean, look at this. To put it in perspective, in a normal interaction, your working memory might be chugging along at, say, 40% capacity. But for a highly sensitive person, that exact same conversation can push their processing load to 95%, maybe even higher. There's just no mental bandwidth left for a quick, witty comeback. It is not a failure to communicate, it's just pure cognitive overload. Okay, so we get the mechanics, we see what's happening, but now for the most important part. What do we do with this? Why does seeing it this way actually matter? This is how this new perspective can really change things. So, how can you actually apply this idea? Okay, 3 things. First, instead of beating yourself up, try to reframe that awkwardness as high awareness. Second, start to recognize that this deep analysis is a huge strength in other parts of your life. And finally, just be patient with yourself. Give your brain the time it needs to sort through all that extra data it's taking in. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's not a social deficit. It's simply a different processing style. It's the signature of a brain that is seeing and hearing and feeling the world on a much, much deeper level. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If social awkwardness can be completely reframed as high sensitivity, what other things that we call weaknesses might actually be hidden superpowers, just waiting for us to see them in a totally new light?